Hi guys, welcome back to this week's plumberparts.co.uk video. Today we're going to be cutting in half this perfectly good 2-port valve here because Don Wright, I believe, in our last video about cutting stuff in half, requested that we do it. Don, this is your fault, mate. Sacrilege in the world of plumbing. So you're going to learn about how these work and you're going to learn about what's inside them when they are working. One thing I want to tell you about is that there is now a thanks button on YouTube that you can click just down here to say thanks, I learnt something. You can give us a pint, which for some reason in YouTube land's £1.79. Harry, can you get a pint for £1.79 anywhere anymore?
Nope.
There are no work.
Happy hour at Wetherspoons you can.
Happy hour at Wetherspoons?
I believe it's
Really?
£1 a pint.
Really? Well, there we go then. Happy hour at Wetherspoons. Here we go. We've got the old beast here. So, motorised valves. Number one, you're going to notice it's got an arrow on it denoting which way the flow goes through. So we've got that there. We've got the head here. This little dimple on top here means that the head can actually be removed from the valve body without us having to drain the whole system out. This little arm here means that we can open up the valve and then latch it in the open position should this valve head go wrong. We've then got our control wire with a few wires on it that we'll talk about in a minute. And other than that, they're pretty simple. So why don't we learn more about them by cutting this one in half now. So let's pop the old beast in the vise. So look, we can slacken this off, and this is something you might sometimes do with one of these. Yep, there we go, we're in, beautiful. To undo the head on these, you find that you've got a screw on this side, and there'll be one diagonally over on the other side there. You can undo that. That's off like so. Same on this side. And then you can pop the motor off just like that. We'll come back to the motor in a sec. So the bit, I'm trying to figure out which way I actually want to cut this today. Whether we want to cut this or not. We'll do a little bit of both. We'll cut it, but I want to show it working in front of you. So we're going to undo this top part. Right, so let's cut this bit off here, and then it's going to give you an idea as to how these work. But of course, we need some PPE. See you on the other side. Right, let's cut the beast in half. Whoa. Before we cut that beast in half, I've got a quick message for you from Traderify. Now remember, a couple of weeks it was golf. Get in. Come on! Found it too strenuous. Then we did a bit of bowls. Come on. I was absolutely bricking it the whole time. So while I tell you about this week's Traderify beast, we're going to do a little bit of garden bowls. Smaller bowls for smaller people.
Traderify is the fastest growing job management platform online for tradesmen. It's the perfect tool to help you stay on top of business admin, job quotes, estimates, most importantly invoices, timesheets, appointments and GPS tracking, plus loads of other stuff in the app as well. It's compatible with Android and iOS, plus there's also a desktop app you can use from your computer. And as ever, I'm not going to do it anymore, and as ever, you guys will be able to use the code plumberparts and the link below to get 50% off the first 3 months off your Traderify account after the 14-day free trial.
So there you go, not bad, a definite improvement from the bowls a couple of weeks ago. Come back for some more silly adverts. I've got a feeling the next one is going to be a sport that involves heights. But before then, definitely check out Traderify by using the links below. Let's get back to cutting this beast in half and seeing what is inside a 2-port valve. On that gas, guys. Oh, it's gonna be hot. Man, don't take your gloves off. Stuff's as hot as that. Right, let's clear up the bench. There you go, cleared. That's what you guys are used to seeing, probably with a couple of nuts and olives on the end, with our 22mm pipe going in this way and out that way. But inside, this is what you're going to be dealing with. So we've got a rubber ball that sits inside a circle, and it's, at the moment, if I tried to push that open with my fingers, I couldn't do it, which is the major point of these, is that what they're trying to do is stop water from pushing that open and then flowing through off to either the radiators or off to the hot water cylinder or something like that. At the moment, this is in the closed position. Now, remember what I showed you a minute ago, and I'm going to cut off, because this, let's face it, this is never going to be used now. So we're going to cut off this this lid here because it's just annoying. So remember what I said earlier on about this arm here. What does that arm do? When I say to one of my customers, when they ring me up and they go, I've got no heating, I will say to them, can you go to the silver box thing and you'll find a little arm on the back. Can you just wind that open and just to sort of ascertain over the phone what's going wrong with the system or what's the problem. And what happens is when my customer does that, or when I do that to turn up to see, so I'm pushing that lever now and watch this ball. You see that ball is now moving, opening up like that, and then we can latch it. And what that does is it's now allowing flow around the ball into this little chamber here and then off out the other side, off into the heating system. So that's really, really important. The other thing that's important about how these work is when it's actually working in a fully automated way. Because what I've shown you there is what happens when these work on a manual setting. So we call this bit here manual. Now, one thing I want you to sort of look at and sort of take note of is the fact that we've got quite a lot of spring arrangements in here. The reason for that is if I unlatch this, we want this ball to spring back into the closed position. So at the moment we're in the open position. And before I move on from that as well, a couple of things that you can sometimes have go wrong with these is the ball can actually fall off the end of this sometimes, even though it's really rare. I mean, there's a little circlip on there, makes it difficult for that to happen. But also they can just disintegrate. The rubber can get old. Maybe there was a problem with the manufacture of the body of the valve and that's cut into the rubber over time and stopped it working properly. So if we do unlatch that and have a nice close look again, let me just show you this being unlatched. And there we go, it's shut back again. So how does this top motor bit work? So we've got a thing in here called a synchron motor, which the best way for me to describe it is a motor that moves around at the same speed as the magnetic field around it. I think that's probably a good way of describing it. What have you been eating this week? Have you actually had any fast food this week?
Yeah, I had a burrito yesterday.
Oh, burrito. Oh, what'd you have, like chicken?
Yeah, chicken, onions, rice.
I was good on Friday. Down the pub with Emily, got back, and Emily was basically chirps in for a Chinese, and I just thought I'd wake up like Daniel Day-Lewis when he falls down the mine shaft in There Will Be Blood in the middle of the night. But I didn't, so we roasted a chicken and I had a few to drink, brought the chicken out and just ate it on the worktop standing up. And it was like it had been mutilated, like it had been to the slaughtered lamb in the film American Werewolf in London. Have you seen that film? It's the best comedy horror you're ever going to see, man. Anyway, let's have a look at this. So let's talk firstly about our signal wires to that. Now these are very simple. So number one, we've got our wire. This here is the earth wire, okay? So that doesn't do any signalling. All that is there for, basically the earth wire is a safety wire. Don't ever discount it just because it doesn't do anything or doesn't do any signalling. The next wire we've got here, the blue wire, is our neutral wire. Okay, so that's nice and good to have, isn't it? Nice little neutral there. But that doesn't really do any signalling. The only wires we need to think about are these ones here, which for me, as someone who's colourblind, kind of similar looking, all right? It's a bit annoying sometimes. Usually what I'd say is our brown or our red wire is the live initiated to our motor. So the motor here isn't going to open up and it isn't going to wind that ball open and let stuff through until this is live. Now what can switch this live is the programmer, it can be the thermostat. There's a few different switches that the live supply goes through to before it gets here. So that's what that does. All these two do, these two wires here, are a separate switch live in to a switch and then out. See this as us being able to tell the boiler and the pump and the rest of the heating system that this valve is open and it's ready to receive flow through it. That's all these do. Now, it's not just a willy-nilly sort of world of weird stuff going on. This is actually physically happening inside this valve, and I'm going to be able to show it to you now. Right inside here, we've got a micro switch. It will tell the boiler and the pump that it's open and that it can come on, send me hot water as much as you can, okay? So how? I mean, I can't stand here all day, can I? Pressing this, telling it that it's open, that'd just be bonkers, wouldn't it? So when that red wire gets livened up and our motor starts to motor open, so look, that's motoring open like that now. And let's have a quick look over the other side when that's happening, when it's motoring opening, what's happened? The ball is moving, isn't it? And we're now allowing flow through this valve. And what will happen is, it'll eventually move fully open and press that little switch there. And that is it. That is how a 2-port valve works. Really, really simple. So all it has to do is open and tell the boiler that it is open. So then guys, there you go. You've learnt there how, hopefully you've learnt how a 2-port valve works and what's going on inside this body here. Don't worry, I will do a 3-port valve. I just haven't got one here to cut in half. I'm actually going to have to go out and buy one just to cut it in half. But at least I can weigh it in down at the scrapyard with Jerry. So yeah, thanks for watching today, guys. If you want anything cut in half on this video series, comment it below. I know you commented loads of ones that you wanted done in the last video that we did, but just add them to this one. Keep piling on the pressure, and you never know, sooner or later I might cut in half the object that you've requested for. So thanks ever so much for watching today, guys. Remember, you can hit the thanks button, give us a little donazione. You can buy any of the tools that I've used today on our Amazon store. Spend money with reckless abandon on anything you like. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, and I'll see you in the next Plumber Parts video, guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to hold tight.